What time is it? It's battle time. All right, you battlers. You know what it is? JayDevin back at it with another Go Battle League video. In today's video, we're gonna try a little bit of a more spicy team, basically per request of a comment on yesterday's video from Amar here. Amar, thank you for the comment. Amar said, I tried this team. The issue was Swampert, Charizard, and Togekiss combos. If you could showcase a very meta balanced team, that would help us a lot. So if I'm gonna be honest, I do not feel at all that the meta is balanced for Ultra League, and definitely not for Master League. There's not balance there. If you want, you know, more balanced picks and teams, that's going to be in the Great League. That might not be what you want to hear, but that is my honest answer. However, we're going to try anyways. We're going to throw some spice here in a set. Okay, so now for the team, we're going lead with the Ice Fang Feraligatr. Then we are still going to be bringing the Cresselia. In the back for this one, I'm actually opting to run Gyarados. So on my Gyarados, I'm running Dragon Breath, Crunch, and then Hydro Pump. Okie dokie here. So game one, we get matched up against, I think it was Trevor, but they... King! They open up with the Ice Shard, Icy Wind, Articuno. I'm more comfortable in this lead situation because I'm going to resist everything that the Articuno is going to throw at me. Save for Ancient Power, I believe that will do neutral, so that could still sting a little bit. But at the same time, we're putting on damage very, very quick to this Articuno with the neutral Ice Fangs and then the neutral Hydro Cannons. It really can't keep up. Even with me being debuffed, we can still take the win there for the lead. So now they swap into their own Swampert. I'm actually going to answer with Gyarados, right? Because Gyarados, even though it's still a little squishy in the Ultra League, it is going to resist everything the Swampert is going to throw at it. Because it is part flying, it will resist the Earthquake as well. So Gyarados is one of the spicier picks in this team, I guess. Now, you know, I anticipated I was going to have problems potentially if I ran into someone running a Registeel comp. Funny enough, game one here, we see somebody bring a Registeel, so I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to shield up because of the way I comped. I want to be able to reserve that Hydro Cannon if I need it, and I want to see if I can throw them off a little bit by bringing in the Cresselia, which I'm basically using as a cushion from the blows here from the Registeel, because, again, Cresselia will still resist. Not resist. The Cresselia is just such a tank. Like, I can cushion everything the Registeel is going to throw, and it's basically kind of a this is kind of a stall. That's what this was. This was kind of a stall switch because I'm using Cresselia's bulk to stall out, and I can still, you know, I can still chip away little bit by bit with the Cresselia against the Registeel. I just need the Registeel to be gone, but at that point I built up some energy, so I'm like, you know what? I'll aggro swap into the Feraligatr, throw a Hydro Cannon, and that gets rid of the Registeel at that point. And now you would think, right, okay, Swampert's going to sweep, but no, we save that Hydro Pump just like I mentioned on the Gyarados, and that is going to one-shot. GG's Trainer. Pokemon Trainer Red here looks like is the next opponent. They open up with Swampert. I'm not too concerned about this matchup, but it can still be really scary with how fast Swampert's going to be able to reach the Earthquake. If that Earthquake hits our Feraligatr, that's not good. That's basically GG's, but they decided to swap into their Snorlax from what you can see. So I don't really like that, but I also don't not like it. So what I do, again, kind of a safe swap. I come in with the Gyarados because I just want to put out that quick, heavy Dragon Breath damage. And I threw the Crunch, but as you can see, I'm not going to charge at all because either they are going to shield or they're not. And then I'll have more opportunity to farm down with the energy either way. But we did successfully get the shield, and out comes the Swampert. Okay, so I have no shields remaining. The Hydro Cannon will TKO at this range. Again, though, that's not such a big deal with how I've played the match so far because I have the cushion here. I'm cushioning with Cresselia. I believe he ends up getting double Earthquake off, and he shields a Future Sight. And the double Earthquake, that's what you really need to do against a Cresselia if you can with the Swampert. The Hydro Cannons are just not going to be able to keep up realistically unless you have a major shield and health advantage. Yeah, the double Earthquake does do a lot of work, but again, Cresselia being such a bulky cushion, it's still not going to KO. That's why I like Cresselia and using it this way. They came in with the Snorlax, so I take that opportunity to farm down with the Ice Fang to build up energy. Funny enough, they had Charizard in the back. And even though the Hydro Cannon doesn't TKO, that's still GG's. And here is the battle against Jake Does Hurdles. I thought it was kind of crazy that I ended up getting matched against him. Looks like Jake Does Hurdles ended up opening with the Gyarados, so kind of favorable for us, but also not. But it looks like Jake did choose to swap into Swampert, so I'm going to counter swap again with my answer. Kind of a safe scenario against the Swampert since we will resist everything. But again, Gyarados, even in the Ultra League, is still kind of squishy, and the Hydro Cannon is just so powerful. It's able to outspam us, but I was kind of stuck in a decision here. Like, do I dedicate to a farm down, or do I put on more shield pressure? It seems like with how Jake is playing so far, he is relying on that Swampert to basically carry him. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to keep putting on the pressure. I want to get his Swampert out of here. If that's his main play, it needs to be gone. So now he comes in with the Venusaur, and I'm like, this is perfect. This is too good because I have this Cresselia. So immediately I come in, try to build up some energy, and I knew he was going to switch. He basically has to. So then I counter swap to my Feraligatr, but this Gyarados is going to do some great work against us, unfortunately. So I believe he gets off an Outrage, which doesn't quite TKO, but unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do much. I mean, I can throw the Hydro Cannon at the Gyarados here, but that's still not going to do enough to get rid of it. That's why Gyarados is good, right? It's kind of a flexible pick. But I built up enough energy, I can reach the Future Sight fairly quickly, TKO the Gyarados, and then I believe he ends up getting off 2 Sludge Bombs into my Cresselia, but that's just not going to do the job that needs to be done against the Cresselia. As soon as I hit that Future Sight, it is going to be GG's. It will TKO the Venusaur. So Jake does hurdles, dude, my guy, GG's. All right, and the next opponent, this is actually where I took the L in this set. Unfortunately, yes, it was it was not another 5-0. This was a 4-1. This trainer played pretty well. They did bring, of course, the Ice Shard, Icy Wind, Articuno. I'm running into that all the time now. But, you know, again, in this situation, I'm not too worried about it. The main reason I decided to use a shield there is because if they have double move that Articuno and it has Ancient Power, that will be super effective and that will do a lot of damage against the Gyarados. And the Icy ones are still neutral, but you know, it's not such a big deal. You can see I got a lot of lag there, unfortunately, so that might have been, you know, part of the reason I did not end up winning this match, but honestly, I don't know. Hopefully the lag situation gets fixed soon. I do like using a lot of Pokemon that have the one-turn fast move, but unfortunately, for whatever reason lately, a lot of people are experiencing a lot of lag when you use those one-turn fast move picks, whether that's, you know, Dragon Breath or Lick, and, you know, anything that happens really fast. For whatever reason, it causes some lag. But now we're in a Cresselia versus Cresselia mirror. This is where using a single move Cresselia with only Future Sight is a bad idea. This is disadvantageous. I want the Moonblast because that's going to be neutral against their Cresselia. You can see they resist the Future Sight. And you know, I can spam the Future Sight all I want, but it's just not going to be able to keep up with their Cresselia because, again, as you can see, it hits with Moonblast, which does neutral. And in terms of pacing, there's nothing I can do in that situation. So, you know, if you can, or if you have already, it's much better to have a double move Cresselia, especially with this comp. I'm using it differently in this comp. It's not like the previous ones where I just use it as the single move. So yeah, their Swampert, it's gonna Hydro Cannon our Feraligatr, unfortunately, into the Shadow Realm, and at this point, you know, I stopped tapping. There's really nothing I can do. I don't like to rage quit. I have sometimes, but I just don't like to. Looks like they were kind enough. They thought I was lagging, so they stopped using their fast move. So, you know, shout out to you for fair play. I respect it very much, but I respect how you battled too, because I straight took the L. GG's. The next opponent here, from what you can see, they actually opened up with the Venusaur. This is where the Feraligatr is a little spicy, but at the same time, I've led with Venusaur a lot previously, and you're still, for the most part, you're still able to win against the Ice Fang Feraligatr. So what I ended up doing anyways, because again, my Feraligatr during these battles was not powered up all the way, unfortunately. It's below where it needs to be for its threshold. So I swapped out, and they answered at this point with Charizard. So we have seen already this team perform better against a Swampert and Charizard comp. I don't remember if they had Togekiss, to be honest, but you know, that Swampert Charizard combo, this team answers it a lot better. Again, it does depend on how you play though. You have to play the matchups correctly and you have to set yourself up correctly for success, right? So out comes their Feraligatr. Looks like they brought one of their own, so I know I'm able to I'm definitely able to outpace with the fast move damage, and at this point I'm going to invest my last shield in hopes that I'm able to Dragon Breath down, which we do. It was just barely, but we did Dragon Breath down. Now out comes the Venusaur, so I don't want to play any games against the Venusaur. I'm in a really bad spot. I just throw the Hydro Pump, they shield of course, but now I'm able to reach the Hydro Cannon on the Feraligatr, and even with them taking me down with the Razor Leaf, that Dragon Breath, the one Dragon Breath that I needed, took the W. So GG's. Again, as you can see, I was 4-1 for this set, so I think that was a pretty successful run. Again, the Feraligatr that I'm using in this video is not powered up all the way. Cresselia, just one move with Future Sight. And again, the Gyarados with Dragon Breath, Crunch, and Hydro Pump. I do not run Outrage on it. But yeah, I think it was a pretty decent run for the most part. So I know a lot of you have probably used a comp pretty similar to this. I think the flex pick really with this comp specifically is the Cresselia. You might be able to get away with throwing a Giratina there, a Togekiss. You could do well with a Caesar. You could even throw a Charizard there. I definitely would recommend throwing something a little tanky there though if you can, because Gyarados and Feraligatr are not the tankiest picks in the world. Even though they're hard hitters, you definitely want something tanky or something that you can cushion with in the middle, which is why specifically for this comp I just threw the Cresselia in there, because I know, again, with my Cresselia, since it's only one move and it's Future Sight, I don't want to have Venusaur problems. But battlers, subscribe if you feel my vibe, and power punch the notification bell for all the PvP content. That's it for this video. We'll see you in the next video. Battlers, have a good stinking day.